This is not a warm and fuzzy episode. No, my Maury-bound miscreants. This is an honest-to-God, real-life edition of Talking Mess. It is filled with rage, idiocy, and futility. Our lovely leader, Talking Mess, is going to tell you the true story of a major fuck-up. That could cost him a shit ton of bucks, but it's still pending, so there's hope. Here now is an episode we like to call Zelled, or How a DigiCash Transfer Reamed Me a New One.
My beautiful, wonderful, amazing humans, I'm Talking Mess, and I have been Zelled. Now, you know what Zelle is. It's like the money transfer thing you see on your bank account or in your checking somewhere. It says transfer money. With Zelle, simple, easy. It is simple and easy, and the beautiful thing about it, it is also free. But there's a big catch to it, and that is if you get the numbers wrong and still go through with it, you are fucked. And that is exactly what happened to me. Got to get some work done in the house. You know, it's cold. And I need to winterize, get it so it's warmer. Energy bills are killing me. So I need work done. So I Zelled a guy. The problem is I got two numbers flipped, right? Instead of a 3-4, I put 4-3 or whatever it was. It went through, but it went to a different account. Now, I didn't know this guy, so I didn't know it was the wrong account until I texted him with a screenshot saying, "Is this you?" And he texted me back going, "Dude, that ain't me." And I'm like, what the what? So I'm out a shit ton of cash. Immediately, I call the bank. I get transferred to some center in like the frickin' Philippines, right? They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but they go, you know, they take my number, but they're not doing a good job. So then I'm like freaking out, and I start going, okay. I have the person I sent the money to because I get a receipt. It's got her name on it, big, bold. You sent the number to this. You sent the money to this number. So I'm like, all right. I'll text her. I'll say, hey, I fucked up. It's my fault. You got a shit ton of money, but could you send it back to me? Because, I really need the money to fix my house. And nothing. Freaking about an hour later, I text, hey, hey, dude, what's happening? Could you please just, I know I messed up. And, I'm blaming myself because it is clearly my fault. Ain't no mistake. But then she could send the money back. Again, nothing. Third time I text, I go, hey, so-and-so. I put her name on it to let her know that I know who she is. And then I'm going to Google the fuck out of her. Asking her again, politely, of course, in text, to just give me my money back. Simple, right? Simple. But again, flatline of nothing. Now, I know my bank. I'm like, okay. So here's my position on this. Since it's my fault, I fucked up. No doubt. If she had responded in any way going, yes, I received your money, but I can't really return it because, I'll give you 50%. I'll be like, all right, I'm open to negotiation, not 50%, but I would have haggled with her, right? Or if she'd come back and said, having some problems with my car, and they're about to repo it. I could use the money to help pay it off, and I'll go, maybe not the whole thing, whatever. Or she could have said, my dad is dying in the hospital. I have insane bills. Any of that stuff, and I would have negotiated because it's my fault. And I figure, providence, if God says that this person received the money erroneously, but she actually fucking needs it, I would go, yeah, maybe not all of it, or maybe all of it. I don't know. It depends on the verifiable need. Again, I don't want to get into this whole verify, but it depends on that. I would have done that. But instead, it's silence. So then I go to the next best thing to help anyone in a crisis today. And what is that? The fucking AI on the computer, right? The AI on the computer. And I get a list from the AI, which I'd like to read to you, because the question was, what the fuck can I do if someone steals my money on Zelle and I can't get it the fuck back? And I put it just like that. And you know what? AI loves it when I swear. So AI goes, accidentally zelling the wrong person who then refuses to return the money is generally considered a civil matter rather than criminal theft. Okay, fine. Civil is fine, as the funds were transferred voluntarily. While it is not typically viewed as theft by banks, you can file a dispute with your financial institution within 120 days, which I did, but I filed a second one, and I'm going to tell you more about that in a second as soon as I go to part 2 of this thing, steps to take. Contact your bank immediately. Report the transaction as an error. While Zelle is designed for immediate transfers, banks may assist in the recovery process. The operative word is may assist. Another part, request a reversal return. If the recipient is known, ask them to send the funds back, which I fucking did. If they refuse, which they fucking did in a way of not answering, you can notify your bank to initiate a formal dispute. File a report. If the amount is significant, which it is, you may file a report with your local police department or the FBI Internet Crime Complaint Center. Now that's some heavy shit. I don't think I'm really into that much, but you never know. If you piss me off, right now I'm thinking just civil. Next thing is small claims court, which is what I'm considering. If the person refused to return the money, pursuing the matter in small claims court is an option. Fine, that's good. Then AI, being the most efficient and thorough thing it is, AI gives a third section. Important considerations. Finality of payments. Now, this is beautiful. Zelle transactions are treated like cash and cannot be canceled once sent if the recipient is enrolled. Now, the way I look at Zelle is like this. There's a guy standing in front of me, or woman, whomever, dog, cat, fish, doesn't matter, and they want my money. Standing next to them is another person who doesn't know they want my money, but they want my money. And standing them, and there's like a billion people just back there, and you've got to send out your money, booyah, directly to that person. If you miss, you've handed the money off to the wrong person. And that person's like, fuck yeah, or is nice and returns it. Whatever. That's the way I look at Zelle. Next section, recipient action. The person who received the money can either send it back or reject the transfer. So at her end, when she got this money, she could have said, oh, no, it's not mine. Here it is back. I know you made a mistake, sir. Or she just could have initially, instead of accepting, rejected it, right? Legal action. This is the fun part. While keeping money sent by mistake is unlawful, this is according to AI, unlawful, banks rarely intervene to enforce a return because banks fucking suck. They want your money. They don't give a shit about you. But there's a way around that, which we're coming to. Leaving it to you to resolve the recipient with legal authorities, whatever. So here's the way my workaround right now with the bank. I told you I called the bank customer service. Who knows where the fuck they are, right? They don't exist and they don't know you. They don't care about you. So I decided to take a little trip to my neighborhood bank right there on Main Street. Literally, it is on Main Street. I go in, I make an appointment. The guy's there, and I say what I've done, and he's like, dude, all right. Great guy. And one of the reasons I went to the local bank is they're part of my community. They're with me. They go to the same donut shops. They go to the same coffee shops. They live in my community. So I'm dealing one-on-one with a person as opposed to the bank, which doesn't care about you, but this person does. Mike, that's his name. He cares about me. I know he does because he wants my business. They have my mortgage. They have my kids' savings. They have everything to do with me. They want me there. Mike wants me there. He does. He really, really does. And he was great. He calls up their customer service and he puts through his power number because he's a representative of the bank. And so he gets special treatment. He's moved to the front of the line, but he gets put on hold a lot. So on one hold, he goes, my sister zelled someone $650, but it got to the wrong person and they sent it right back to her. And I'm like, there are really people like that? There are people who, if they get the wrong, actually send it back. Now, I like to think that I would be like that way. I'd like to think that my kids are like that. But all I know is I would definitely return the money, no matter how much. Would I ask for a finder's fee? All that stuff I talked about earlier, the negotiating thing. I might try it, but I might not. Depends on how guilty I feel at the moment. And lately, I've been feeling pretty guilty, so I might just return the whole thing. So we're going on. Mike is telling me about this, and then he tells me another story about one of his clients walked in and said, oh, yeah, I got zelled $1,200. Wrong. It wasn't mine. I don't know where the fuck it came from, man. And I spent it all, man. I spent it all. And Mike's like, dude, that's stealing. Yeah. You know what they did? They fucking came in, and they took all the money back, and I didn't have it. I'd already spent it, right? But they garnished my fucking wages, man. And now I'm banned from Zelle for fucking life, man. For life. And I'm like, yes, you should be banned because you fucking stole money. You fucking stole money. That's where we are right now. Mike forced through the bank, and hopefully they will actually do their job. If not, as Mike says, if we can't get your money back, then it's up to you. And that's where part 2 comes in. Part 2 is resolution with the bank, that God willing, they give me my money back, or I go to small claims court. And if I'm feeling really, 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 really snotty, which I might, fucking FBI, baby. Fucking FBI. I'm talking mess.
The resolution of this major F-up is coming up in part 2 of Zelled. Thanks for joining us in this real-life edition of Talking Mess. Until next time.
Talking Mess!